Folks, if you haven't checked out the playlist for Convoy Home Loans, you are missing out, because something you would have seen over the last 12 to 18 months is they are constantly bringing new things to the channel, new programs, new things to think about, new opportunities. And today we're going to talk about getting a potential hedge fund credit line. Who doesn't want to think about getting a credit line from a hedge fund, man? This is going to be fun. So, Jonathan, sounds exciting. Don't know what it is, but tell us all about it.
So, I mean, because of the volume we do, I mean, before we had a $25 million minimum credit line. If you guys look back in the videos, we had like a 4 to 5 year fixed revolving credit line for working capital. But now we just actually are rolling out a new line of credit that's more like a bridge type line of credit, because we get a lot of clients asking, hey, I want to buy like 30 to 50 properties, like, but just basically buy it as cash to be able to move quickly, like on short sales, foreclosures, auctions, right? Because those people, you need to be able to buy quickly. You can't just like put it through a loan process. They want the
Yep.
cash essentially when you show up to the doorstep and you're like, hey, I want to buy this property, and you'd have the cashier's check. So
Yep.
a lot of times this has kind of been the question, and we work with a bunch of hedge funds to finally get a line of credit that allows for people to be able to do that. Now, the minimum loan amount, we're still kind of working down. Right now, it's sitting at around 5 to 10 million,
Okay.
which may be a little too large for a lot of the
Uh,
listeners.
hey, but it's fun to talk about.
Yeah,
Again,
exactly.
I think there's opportunities coming. I think there will be portfolios. Um, the beauty of what you and I've talked about, and you can go back in the playlist, is you guys bring something out, and then usually over 6 months, it gets better.
Yeah.
So again, this may start at 5 to 10 million, but who knows? Maybe it goes to 2.5 in 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm just, yeah.
Which is definitely possible. I mean, with the right portfolio, if the client is well uh has a lot of reserves, has good taxes. This is like actually like a full doc underwrite, because keep in mind, it is kind of like you're getting like a free, like a here's a line, use it, right? So
Right.
they have to underwrite you, make sure you can pay everything back. But
Mhm.
if you do get approved, I mean, there are times, and we've seen it, where people, we might be able to get as low as like 2 or 1. Like, it's exception based, right? But depending on the client's liquidity. But
So
once
let
that
so let me so
happens,
let me play this out. So let's say
yeah,
let's make up a person. Somebody's got a couple hundred units. They have a net worth of 10 million bucks. They had the tax returns to come and bring it to you. You're going to underwrite them. Let's say, you put it in the sausage, it comes out at a conservative 8 million, extra, and they have $1 million reserves or whatever. Then the hedge fund's going to, okay, great. We will give you a line at 2 million bucks. Is that kind of the process?
yeah, essentially. And then you can take the 2 million line and you just take the draws on
It's a
it,
ch- it's
buy
a
the
check. Yeah.
properties, and then refi out. That's essentially what you would do anyways. Because you would buy it cash almost, and it would be almost like a free and clear property, right? And
Yeah.
then you would refi out to pay off that line or whatever you owe on it.
So again, this is it's kind of like, yeah, it is just a credit line on someone's entire portfolio. So you've been in the game a long time. You built up a bunch of equity. You have the cash reserves, and you're getting ready to strike. This could be a way you come in and just have that line. So tell me about the process. Tell me about the fees. I'm assuming it's not free.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's actually for purchases, right? So
Right.
based on the assets you're going to buy.
Mhm.
But like it'll be right now, term wise, anywhere between like 1 to 5 years.
Okay.
And then depending on the size and whatnot, and the need, rate right now is around like 10.5 to 11%
Sure. That's
on
fine.
interest only.
Yep.
And
I mean, it's an equity line, for heaven's sake, so it makes
yeah,
perfect sense.
exactly, exactly. And I mean, HELOCs right now are like 10, 11 right now. So
Yeah,
it's
that's the
like it's the
same.
same thing.
Rate doesn't
Yeah,
surprise me.
yeah. Exactly. So, and then in terms of fees wise, I think it's the last one we did was, I think, 2.5 total. So it
Okay.
is kind of like a pricier type line, but for someone that needs access to the liquidity and the cash,
Right.
it's a
Speed's
no-brainer.
important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Especially it's very popular for clients that are trying to buy. And I see this kind of coming up a lot. This has been the most recent need. A client was trying to buy a whole portfolio of from a seller that was defaulting, that had a
Right.
notice of default, and they were having to basically fire sale these properties. They had to buy, 35 of these properties in one go. And
Exactly.
for a lot of times, like for like 10 million or something, and they couldn't, like, no one else was going to offer them, hey, here's 10 million to buy these 35 properties,
Right.
right? So they, this kind of allows them to go into the market, buy that property, and then later on, like, stabilize it, fix it up, or
Yeah.
whatever they need to do, and then refi them out individually or sell them, right, at a higher price because they're buying it at a discount. So like,
Yeah.
this is something that is definitely kind of going to be more popular, I think, as the time comes, due, once we
Yeah.
see a lot more kind of
No,
this distress.
no, this is the again, I don't know if you saw it on CNBC. Jeff Green with an E on the end, if you want to look up the video, is talking about the pain coming to office, retail, and multifamily. There's a lot of people that were financial engineers who got because they're not operators. And these financial engineers, Jeff Green, again, a billionaire who made a bunch of money in the last crash, is telling us, get ready. The deals are coming in the next 12 to 24 months. I agree. Do the work, create the relationships, reach out to folks like Convoy Home Loans just to know what is possible, understand the rules of the road, and folks get after it. So if somebody want to reach out to you and ask you more questions, Jonathan, how would they do that?
Go to convoyhomeloans.com and let us know you came from where at.
There you go. Thank you, buddy.